The European Commission has imposed a €200 million fine on the online retailer Temu for allowing the sale of illegal products, including dangerous baby toys and defective chargers. The Commission has accused the Chinese-owned company of being in breach of the Digital Services Act.
As part of its investigation into Temu, the European Commission conducted mystery shopping exercises that found chargers that failed basic safety tests and baby toys that contained chemicals exceeding legal limits or that posed choke hazards due to detachable parts. The Commission said Temu had failed to properly assess the risks of illegal products being sold on its marketplace.
What products are we talking about? Dangerous toys for kids, small electronics without proper label, clothes and jewelry containing harmful chemicals, to name just a few. Our message is clear. If you want to access our market of 450 million consumers, you have to respect our rules. Period.
Temu's European headquarters are located here in Dublin city centre. Now, a spokesperson told us today that it disagrees with the decision of the European Commission and that the fine is disproportionate. Temu said that the findings do not reflect the current state of its systems and that further steps have been taken to enhance customer protections and risk assessment. Temu has 130 million users in the EU and is a popular platform here in Ireland. What kind of stuff do you buy in Temu?
Shorts, dresses, whatever. Like, you can get anything. I got like a bell for my bike, stickers for my car, like whatever.
Just a couple of bits for the kitchen. Nothing much really. A couple of utensils, spoons and stuff like that. Nothing too crazy.
You found it good in general?
It's okay. Yeah, I wouldn't use it all the time. It wouldn't be my first pick, to be honest.
Temu now has until the end of August to submit an action plan to the European Commission that sets out measures to remedy the breaches. The platform said it's reviewing the decision carefully and considering all available options. Brian O'Donovan, RTE News.
Well, let's speak now to Ed Sander, who is a China digital retail analyst. Ed, thanks for joining us on 6-1. Temu was fined for allowing the sale of illegal products which could pose harm to its consumers. Can you explain to us why this company is so popular with consumers?
I think there's a couple of reasons why they are so popular. First of all, they have a very large assortment of products with relatively low prices, and the prices are so low because they basically connect the manufacturers straight to the consumers without any wholesale or retail in between. The second thing is that they've invested enormous amounts of money in advertising to promote the app, especially when they launch in a country. And the third thing I would say is the fact that they gamify the experience. So there's a lot of gamification in the app, where you can win prizes, and which also makes it to a certain extent a bit addictive.
And how important is Europe as a market for Temu?
It's incredibly important. Currently, the European Union, or the EU as a whole, has about a share of 40% in Temu's total sales. And the US has shrunk to about 30%. It used to be much bigger because that's where Temu initially launched. The reason for this is that the tariffs that have been implemented in the US and the abolishment of the de minimis have made it difficult, a bit more difficult. I mean, it didn't kill Temu, but it has made it a bit more difficult for them to do business in the US. And therefore, they've been pushing the market in Europe more, and they plan to grow 75% this year in Europe.
So they will have to probably change how they operate now as a result of this fine, won't they?
Yeah, well, as a matter of fact, they've already been doing that. As some people in the industry say, when Temu launches in a country, it's getting on the bus and it's buying the ticket later, which basically means that they have the app, they have the logistics, they have everything arranged, but compliance is something that they will think about later. So, and that's about how they also started in Europe. So the case of the EU is about what happened in 2024. Now, we tend to take a bit of a long time to actually get to a fine, so that took about 2 years. In the meantime, Temu has been focusing on improving the product quality. It's also implemented several systems to give penalties to manufacturers that sell dodgy products, but of course then it's already been sold, so the problem has already been done. And on top of that, what they've also done is in last year, in 2025, they've put much more focus on the compliance because they knew they were getting into trouble in different regions around the world. And this year, in the third quarter of this year, they will launch a new project, which is called Temu, where they are actually going to launch their own private brands under their own name or under the Temu name, where they will be responsible for IP and also for any quality issues and quality dangers. But that, of course, doesn't change that initially they got on the bus without buying the ticket and they have to pay a fine for that now.
Okay, Ed Sander, China digital retail analyst, thanks so much for speaking to us on 6-1.